Hey, what goes on, guys? We're back here again with another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC 6-inch line Batman, the classic TV series, The Joker. This is the Ceaser Romero Joker. I don't have a Ceaser Romero Joker in my collection, and if you watched part 2 of the collection video, which I'm sorry guys, it's still coming. It's a lot to edit, but if you watch that, I have a big Joker collection, but if you notice, there's not a Ceaser Romero Joker in there. So I thought I'd go ahead, and when he announced this was the only one I was going to pick up. Sure, I would like the Batmobile and the Robin and Batman. I'm not really interested in the Cave, but if I see these, maybe, but you know, colleges. I gotta be smart with my money here. So you can see a figure product image of the toy, but it's not the same toy. You can tell by the different head sculpts, but it's probably like a proto or whatever. Then you could see them in the Batmobile there. I have seen the Batmobile before. For $30, I think that's really fair, and it looks pretty good. I just don't have the space for that right now, so I'm not gonna. And then if I get the Batmobile, I feel like I need Batman and Robin. So whatever. This will not be purchased, sorry. So, but you can see the Batcave, the classic TV series logo up there, which looks awesome. McFarlane Toys. On the front here, you can see the accessories here, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then the Ceaser Romero Joker, which I think looks good in there. It's like that clamshell packaging. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really speak of. Here's the barcode if you guys are looking for this in stores. I found mine at Target. Like, there was three of this one sitting there, and since this is the only one that I wanted, I'm definitely okay with that. I almost wanted to like one the stock, one the rock kind of thing, because this packaging is gorgeous, but you know, unfortunately, again, no unlimited funds. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this guy open. So taking this Joker out of the packaging, he's pretty much just what I expected. There is something that I think is a little bit better than I expected, which I'll talk about in a second, but for the most part, I mean, he's like a retro style with a little bit more articulation. But, you know, I think for the most part, it's a really well executed figure. And for the price point, $17.99, I think it's very, very fair. This is not part of the DC Multiverse license. It's not a DC Multiverse figure, which means it has less articulation. And for DC Multiverse to have as much articulation as they do, only be like $2-3 more. I'm not really sure where the money went, to be honest. I guess it went on the retro card. I know those are expensive, but I don't know. I guess parts of me would have rather this have just been a full-on DC Multiverse figure. I feel like he's going to get to that one day, but whatever. That's just one less figure I have to buy now, because I'm totally fine with this. But going ahead and taking a closer look at the Joker here, that head sculpt is what I thought was better than expected. That looks just like Ceaser Romero, in my opinion. I think that's a really, really good head sculpt. I think a paint wash in the hair would have been nice, but I mean, I like the big, vibrant, like neon-esque colors that they use. I got a little scuff on the cheek right there, but it's nothing crazy. The face paint looks good. You can kind of see that his mustache is sculpted a little bit, because if you know anything about the Ceaser Romero Joker, Ceaser Romero refused to shave his iconic mustache, so they had to just paint over it. So I like that little detail is there. Going down here, you get the little like lapetto, I don't know what that's called, like ascot or whatever, which is painted nice. The vibrant pink is really, really good on this. And it's just iconic. It's iconic. Going on here, it is a soft overlay for the jacket, which I like. And there's even sculpt on the inside of the coattails, which I think is really cool. One thing that's a little strange, you can't really see it that well on camera, but the peg and the hinge joints are darker. So they're kind of like, they kind of stand out a little bit, but it's not too bad at all. Plus, they're on the sides. It's not really that bothersome. And then you get a fist on this side, the nice sculpted glove, and then a grippy hand for absolutely nothing on this side, because I think it should have been a fist hand, in my opinion, which we'll talk about in accessories. Going down here, other than a nice sculpt, there's really nothing to talk about here. Like I said, it's a little bit darker on the hinges there, and then you get the shoes that are painted black at the bottom, but they're a matte black, so it looks good. I kind of wish it was flipped. I kind of wish the suit was more matte and then the shoes were glossy, but you know, I like paint variation. You can also see the green kind of like under there, like this. It looks like the under jacket was molded in green, but it's keyed in, so you don't want to take that off. But anyway, I think this looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. So taking a look at the Joker's articulation, the head is going to look up only that much, down that much. You do get a swivel. It's on a ball peg, but it's more of a less just acts like a ball. It more or less just acts like a straight peg, so nothing special there. Hinge goes, I don't think it could go up any further. He'll be hitting himself with his elbow, so that's pretty good. Rotates 360. It's not ugly neither, so it's pretty cool that they executed that like that. But rotates 360, single jointed elbow that gets just about 90 and does rotate. Sorry, it's tight. They're very ratchety joints. And then you only get a swivel at the wrist. You do get a waist swivel here. That's it. I kind of wish they just put it on a giant ball peg. I mean, like, even if it was like the head where it gave barely anything, I think it just would have been nicer. I feel like they should have done that on all three, because I've seen a couple of reviews of the Batman and Robin. I feel like they just could have done that, but whatever, it's not that big a deal. You only get hinge joints at the legs, so it'll go forward that much, backwards all the way. A little bit ugly, but actually it's not terrible, at least not in my opinion. No thigh swivel or hinge at the hip. Hinge at the knee goes backwards less than 90, but it does rotate, and no ankle articulation. I feel like the only thing that this is lacking in articulation to me is maybe a hinge on the thigh, kind of similar to did the arm. I think that kind of like the old Mattel DC Universe classics figures, like the gaping crotch pits kind of thing. Maybe a swivel at the ankle, or like a ball peg at the ankle. Like, I understand that they didn't want to do full on articulation here, but I feel like they could have executed it a little bit more. Now, I usually do our accessories before the articulation, but I wanted to get the articulation out of the way because I know that's what most people are going to be looking for. Plus, the accessories are pretty weak on this guy. This is my biggest gripe with the figure. The only accessories you get are these, like, punching effects. One thing that bothers me, I don't like that they're both the same color. I feel like they should have been different colors. I've heard that the figures come with different ones of these. In the store that I went to, they were all the same, but I've seen different ones. So I don't know if it's like, I know there's one with a mask, so maybe that one comes with different ones, but I'm not a big fan of these. The whole point of them is to like clip them on his arm for like ACBA or whatever, for like pictures or whatever, but they don't stay on very well and they kind of don't make sense. I'm not a big fan of these, and sock. I don't know if I like the word sock. So one says ouch, one says sock. I think he should have had a fist hand because he has nothing to hold. None of them have anything to hold. I don't even think Batman comes with a batarang, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess Batman should have came with the gripping hands if you want to put him in the Batmobile, but I don't really know what Joker would need to hold. I'm going to try to find some accessories when I take some pictures later on for him to hold, but I don't really understand what he needs to hold. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these. I think it should have just been a fist. If he was to come with anything, I'm not going to lie, guys, I didn't watch this show. I've seen episodes, I've seen clips. I know how Ceaser Romero acts in the show. He's got all the wacky shit, so I would maybe give him some wacky. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these. That's why I did those after. But I think that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and get the final thoughts on this guy. So before final thoughts, I thought I'd go ahead and pull out some figures just to give you a sense of scale, because I know that's going to be something that a lot of people are asking for because it isn't a DC Multiverse figure. So going over here, it's actually shorter than a Marvel Legends figure, which is a little strange. So maybe this is true 6-inch scale. I'm not really sure. But there he is next to the 80th anniversary Iron Man. So he is shorter than that. But then you take a DC Multiverse Superman, and Superman looks huge next to him. So I'm not really sure what the scale is on this guy. I also have the DC Essentials Joker, which is my favorite Joker at this point. I'm a big fan of this Joker. The ankles are a little loose. That's why you see them on flight stands. And while the flight stands add a little bit, not enough to be anything significant. So he's short next to these guys, even next to a Marvel Legend. So I'm not really sure. This is more like a 5-inch scale. I don't know what the box advertises it as, because I thought, like, Todd himself said 6-inch scale, but I think this is closer to 5-inch scale, which is fine. It doesn't, my Jokers, I don't really care if they're all on scale. They're all different sizes from different companies of different figures. So I really don't care about that. Excuse me, but I think it looks fine. Kind of makes it difficult for some pictures because he looks like a little kid. So there's not going to be many pictures of this guy. There's not much I can do with it, but yeah, scale's just a little weird. I think it's more 5-inch than it is 6-inch. So I know you guys are asking yourselves, yo, Ant, what do you think of this figure? And I think for what it is, it's pretty good. You know, I don't think it's perfect. I think they could have done things a little bit better. Like, if you're going to make the ball peg on the head, then make it work. Like, I don't really understand the point of that. Or just make it a straight peg and just a swivel, you know? So, and the biggest thing for me is the accessories. These are whack. I'm not I'm really not a big fan of these. I mean, they're cool for certain things, but I would have much rather him just come with a fist hand. I honestly, and I mean, these are cool. These are better than nothing. And to be fair, in McFarlane's defense, I really don't know what else I would have wanted the Joker to come with. So whatever, it's fine. But I think for the price point of $17.99, it's really, really fair. I think you get a good quality action figure, feels solid. That's one thing that I like about McFarlane toys is they feel very solid. They don't feel cheap and plasticky. They feel like good quality. So I like that. I think he looks good. That head sculpt is really, really nice. I would love to get a different body to put it on and maybe try like a custom Ceaser Romero Joker with more articulation, because that head sculpt is really, really nice. But if I was to give this figure a rating for the price point of $17.99, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. I think the accessories bring it down a lot, but other than that, it's fine for what it's supposed to be. I see a lot of people complaining about the fact that it's not the DC multiverse, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. It's not meant to be. That's not what it's for. It's meant to be a retro style figure, and that's what they did. So with that being said, I think that's all I got for today. If you guys have not already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, and will you be copping? You guys copping this? It's a new segment that I'm trying out where I just say you copping and you tell me if you're going to get this figure. Is this a figure that you guys want in your collection? Let me know down below. If you're getting it, just say I'm copping. If not, say not copping. But with that, I will see you guys in the next review. Peace.